Hello everyone. Today I am Monica Deshpande going to study the Clausius-Massotti equation. This Clausius-Massotti equation is to be derived by making some assumptions like the element or the solid dielectrics used for this particular equation should be the solid elemental one. That means it should have only the electronic polarization in itself. At the same time, what you have say, the ionic and the orientational polarization will be 0. So availability of the polarizability in itself is only the alpha E, because as the Pi and P0 are 0, the alpha I and alpha O will be 0. Secondly, the polarizability of the molecule is to be isotropic. Arrangement of the molecule is also isotropic. The polarization of the molecule is by elastic displacement only, and the absence of short range interactions. So these are the few assumptions made to derive the Clausius-Massotti equation. By assuming these assumptions, now we are going to start the equation. Initially, what we have said, the solid elemental dielectrics is to be used. So that's why we have to consider only the P is equal to P and alpha is equal to alpha I. As we have the polarizability, and as per the definition, the equation for the polarization is P is equal to N alpha E into EI. I marked it as equation number 1. This is the equation showing the relation between the polarization and the internal field. Alpha E is to be the polarizability, N is to be the number of constant. Get it? Now, for a cubic symmetry structure of atoms, internal field is given by the equation as a E, external field, plus P upon 3 epsilon 0. I marked it as a equation number 2. This is to be the equation for the polarization showing the relation between the P and internal field. We use the electronic polarization only in the material as per our assumption 1. So that's why only the electronic polarizability is to be using here. At the same time, our second assumption is what? As the material should have the cubic crystal structure. So that's why for cubic symmetry structure atoms, the internal field equation is given by this equation E plus P upon 3 epsilon 0. Correct? Now putting the equation number 2 in equation number 1. So put 2 in 1. Your equation of polarization becomes like this one. P is equal to N into alpha E as it is. Your EI get replaced by the equation E plus P upon 3 epsilon 0. Supposed to be the equation number 3. But for the polarization, we have the one more equation. The polarization is also given by the equation epsilon 0 into epsilon r minus 1 into E. This equation will give you the relation between the polarization and the electric field E. So as per this relation, suppose I marked it as equation number 4. As per this equation, again this third equation of polarization will be changed little bit, or only just rearrangement will be there. So your equation number 3 becomes P is equal to N alpha E as it is, in the bracket E as it is, plus this P will get replaced by this fourth number equation as a epsilon 0 into bracket epsilon r minus 1 into E upon 3 epsilon 0 remain as it is. So this is nothing but P is equal to n alpha E into bracket E as it is plus epsilon 0 epsilon r minus 1 as it is. Sorry, this step is get repeated. So I have to say that this epsilon 0 get cancelled out. So in the bracket what is remaining? E plus epsilon r minus 1 into E upon 3 only, and outside the bracket n alpha E as it is. Again, when observing the clearly this equation, what is to be your now common parameter from the these two terms are E in this term also, in this term also. So E also get come out from the bracket as a common factor. So n alpha E as it is in E from the bracket taken as a common. So in the bracket what remain instead of the E, 1 is there because E taken as a common from the bracket outside, plus epsilon r minus 1 as it is upon 3. Solve this bracket. So n alpha E into E as it is. Inside the bracket what happened? By taking the cross multiplication, 3 plus epsilon r minus 1 divided by 3. Only just 3 get multiplied with 1. The terms are written as like this one, and the denominator making same. So this is the arrangement only to make the denominator same. Is equal to n alpha E into E. Inside the bracket 3 minus 1 becomes the 2. So epsilon r plus 2 will be there. 3 minus 1 is 2. That's why the epsilon r plus 2 is there. 2 plus epsilon r लिया, कोई problem नहीं है. So divided by 3. Get it? So this is to be your right hand side. On left hand side the P as it is. So this will be the equation for the polarization you have derived. Suppose I marked it as equation number 5. Correct? Now, what is your next step? You have to compare the both equations of the P. Both equations of P means both equations of the polarization. First equation is what? We already write the equation P as n alpha E into EI. But in that equation we have put the EI value, and our first equation becomes our equation number 3. Like this one, n alpha E into bracket E plus P upon 3 epsilon 0. But we have the P as this equation. So we have just replaced this P in this bracket. Correct? So this same equation, third number equation, will be changed and it will get obtained as this equation number 5. This one, last one. So that means the two equations basically we have. Whatever the just equation is obtained, the equation number 1 is there, the same equation 1 get modified and the equation number 5 is obtained. That means this equation. So this is to be the one of the equation we have, and second equation is this one. So that means we have to compare the equation number 4 with equation number 5. Correct? So compare the both equation 4 and 5. What we'll get, as the left hand side of both equation is having the P, so that is to be cancelled out. So only you have to compare the right hand side, this side of fourth equation and this side of fifth equation. So your comparison equation becomes the epsilon 0 into epsilon r minus 1 into E is equal to, from the fifth equation, n alpha E into E into bracket epsilon r plus 2 upon 3. Get it? Very simple thing is now here. Now what is your observation again? The E is common on the both sides, get cancelled out. Now rearrange the term. Epsilon r minus 1 from this side. This is to be the 3. I had taken it on this side, so it becomes the 3 epsilon 0. I keep the n alpha e as it is, epsilon r plus 2 as it is. Now one more rearrangement I can take or I can make. I just take out the epsilon r term on one side. So epsilon r minus 1 I kept on this side. So to make a epsilon r on one side, so I have to just take this bracket on this side also. So it go in the denominator is equal to n alpha e from this side as it is. But this 3 epsilon 0 comes on denominator here. So 3 epsilon 0 here. Now whatever this equation is obtained, what? Epsilon r minus 1 upon epsilon r plus 2 upon n alpha e upon n alpha e upon 3 epsilon 0. This is to be called as a Clausius-Massotti equation. Again I repeat, in this equation the epsilon r is to be the relative permittivity. The relative permittivity is also called as a dielectric constant. It is to be the unitless quantity because it is to be the ratio of same quantity epsilon to epsilon 0. That's why it is to be the dielectric constant. N is also to be the one of the constant number. Alpha E is to be the electronic polarizability, specifically the electronic polarizability. And epsilon 0 is to be the permittivity of free space or air or vacuum. Get it? So this is to be your Clausius-Massotti equation. Now, once you get the Clausius-Massotti equation, always the one question is along with the same derivation. From the Clausius-Massotti equation, write down the Debye equation also. So how you will get the Debye equation? To get the Debye equation, Debye's generalized equation basically you have to say. To get this Debye's equation, you have to just multiply with the m upon rho to this equation. Suppose I marked it as this equation number 6. The Clausius-Massotti equation is having the number 6. So I have to multiply m upon rho to the both sides of equation number 6 to get the Debye's generalized equation. What is to be m and what is to be the rho? The m is nothing but your molecular weight of substance and rho is the density of substance. Now, if I multiply this term with the equation, I will get the m upon rho into bracket epsilon r minus 1 upon epsilon r plus 2 is equal to m upon rho into bracket n alpha e upon 3 epsilon 0. Correct? So this equation can be written as a epsilon r minus 1 upon epsilon r plus 2 into m upon rho is equal to this n by multiplying with the m, that means multiplying with the molecular weight, becomes one number which is called as Avogadro's number, n suffix av. The alpha e remain as it is divided by 3 epsilon 0 as it is. This completed term is nothing but the value of pi. So this this pi is called as a molar polarizability. Molar polarizability. While NAV is called as a Avogadro's number, which is nothing but the n into m by rho. So when we multiply m by rho with this bracket, you will get the m into n upon rho. This m into n upon rho will be nothing but your Avogadro's number. That's why it is replaced by the NAV. And the alpha E is your electronic polarizability, so it remains as it is. Hence, this complete equation is called as a Debye's generalized equation. This is to be your Debye's generalized equation. So this is to be the topic covered here, the Clausius-Massuti equation and the Debye's generalized equation. Thank you for referring this video. If you like it, please like and subscribe the channel, so you will get the more and more videos from the same chapter.